Planet Earth, a celestial oasis teeming with life, faces an unprecedented crisis. Our actions, driven by progress and consumption, have unleashed a cascade of changes that threaten the delicate balance of our world. In the next 50 years, we will witness transformations so profound, so dramatic, that they will reshape the very fabric of our existence. These are not mere predictions, but rather the inevitable consequences of our current trajectory, leading to 5 shocking events that will redefine life as we know it. As temperatures rise, the polar ice caps, once eternal sentinels of the North and South, are melting at an alarming rate. This influx of fresh water into our oceans, combined with the thermal expansion of water itself, is causing sea levels to rise at an unprecedented pace. Coastal communities, once vibrant hubs of human activity, are facing an existential threat. The very land they are built upon is being swallowed by the encroaching sea. Imagine, if you will, iconic cities like Miami, Shanghai, and London. Their streets transformed into canals, their buildings reclaimed by the ocean depths. This is the stark reality facing millions of people in the coming decades. The displacement of entire populations will lead to mass migrations and social upheaval on a scale never before seen. The very map of our world will be redrawn as the sea reclaims what was once land. The consequences of rising sea levels extend far beyond the immediate loss of land. Saltwater intrusion will contaminate freshwater sources, threatening agriculture and access to clean drinking water. Coastal ecosystems, vital nurseries for marine life, will be devastated, disrupting food chains and impacting livelihoods dependent on the sea. The world, as we know it, is being reshaped by the rising tide. The future we face is one of adaptation and resilience. Coastal communities must adapt to the changing shoreline, constructing seawalls and relocating critical infrastructure. But the scale of the challenge is immense, requiring global cooperation and unprecedented investment. The rising tide is a stark reminder of the interconnectedness of our planet and the urgent need for collective action. As the Earth's climate system is disrupted, we are witnessing a surge in extreme weather events. Hurricanes, once relatively rare occurrences, are becoming more frequent and intense, fueled by warmer ocean temperatures. Tornadoes, those violent whirlwinds of destruction, are carving paths of devastation with increasing regularity. The atmosphere itself seems to be rebelling against the changes we have wrought. The human toll of these extreme weather events is immeasurable. Homes are reduced to rubble, livelihoods are destroyed, and lives are tragically lost. The economic costs are staggering as billions of dollars are spent on disaster relief and rebuilding efforts. But the true cost goes beyond the material, leaving behind a trail of trauma and displacement. As the climate continues to change, predicting and preparing for these extreme weather events becomes increasingly challenging. Traditional weather patterns are shifting, making it difficult to anticipate where and when the next disaster will strike. The uncertainty itself breeds anxiety and fear, as communities live under the constant threat of nature's fury. The world is becoming a more volatile and unpredictable place. These extreme weather events are not isolated incidents, but rather harbingers of a changing climate. They are a stark reminder of the interconnectedness of our planet and the far-reaching consequences of our actions. As we continue to emit greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, we are fueling the very forces that drive these extreme weather events. The question is, how much more can our planet endure? The intricate tapestry of life on Earth, woven over millennia, is facing an unprecedented threat. Climate change, with its relentless pace, is pushing countless species towards the brink. From the iconic polar bear in the Arctic to the vibrant coral reefs in the tropics, the delicate balance of ecosystems is being disrupted. As temperatures soar and weather patterns shift, habitats that once nurtured life are becoming increasingly hostile. The dawn chorus, a symphony of birdsong that has greeted countless sunrises, is slowly fading in many parts of the world. Birds, those barometers of environmental health, are disappearing at an alarming rate. Their intricate migrations, timed perfectly with the seasons, are being disrupted by changing weather patterns. Habitats they rely on for food and nesting are vanishing as forests shrink and wetlands dry up. The impact of climate change extends far beyond the land, reaching into the depths of our oceans. Rising sea temperatures and acidification threaten marine life on a staggering scale. Coral reefs, often called the rainforests of the sea, are bleaching and dying. Fish populations are dwindling as their habitats shrink and their food sources disappear. The once teeming ecosystems of our oceans are becoming increasingly barren, threatening the livelihoods of millions who depend on them. The loss of biodiversity is not merely an environmental tragedy, it is a threat to human survival. We depend on healthy ecosystems for our food, our water, and even the very air we breathe. The extinction of plant and animal species limits the discovery of new medicines and weakens our resilience to pests and diseases. The collapse of ecosystems disrupts pollination, threatening our food security. The rising tides and escalating weather extremes will not discriminate. As these forces reshape the very map of our planet, they will displace millions, forcing them to flee their homes in search of safety and survival. This mass exodus of climate refugees will be unlike anything witnessed in human history. From the sinking islands of the Pacific to the drought-stricken plains of Africa, a new wave of migration is already underway. Families, bound by tradition and generations of history, are being driven from their ancestral lands, their futures uncertain and fraught with peril. The scale of this displacement is staggering, a stark reminder of the interconnectedness of our planet and the far-reaching consequences of our actions. Imagine being forced to leave behind everything you know, your home, your community, your sense of belonging, all because of a changing climate. This is the harsh reality facing millions of climate refugees seeking refuge from the impacts of a warming world. But where do they go? And how will the world respond to their plight? Many will seek refuge within their own countries, migrating to higher ground or more hospitable regions. However, this internal displacement will place a significant burden on already strained resources and infrastructure. Competition for land, water, and basic necessities will intensify, potentially leading to conflict and instability. The displacement of millions due to climate change is not simply a humanitarian crisis. It is a global security threat. As resources become scarcer and competition for land intensifies, the potential for conflict and instability will grow. This is particularly true in regions already grappling with poverty, inequality, and political instability. The mass movement of people across borders can also exacerbate existing tensions and contribute to the rise of nationalism and xenophobia. We've already witnessed this in various parts of the world, where climate-induced migration has fueled social unrest and political instability. The impending crisis of climate refugees is a stark reminder of our shared humanity and the interconnectedness of our world. The decisions we make today will have a profound impact on the lives of millions in the decades to come. We must act now to mitigate the impacts of climate change, provide support to those most vulnerable, and create a more just and sustainable future for all. International cooperation is essential. We must work together to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, invest in climate adaptation measures, and provide humanitarian aid to those displaced by climate change. This requires a collective effort from governments, businesses, and individuals alike. As the impacts of climate change become increasingly apparent, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by the scale of the challenge before us. But amidst the dire predictions and the sobering realities, there is a glimmer of hope emerging from an unexpected source: technology. Human ingenuity, that same force that has driven our species to conquer challenges throughout history, is now being harnessed to combat the climate crisis. From renewable energy sources to sustainable agriculture practices, technological innovations are providing us with the tools to mitigate the effects of climate change and adapt to a rapidly changing world. These advancements offer a beacon of hope in the face of adversity, reminding us that even in the darkest of times, human ingenuity can illuminate a path forward. One of the most promising areas of technological innovation lies in the realm of renewable energy. Solar, wind, and geothermal power are rapidly becoming more affordable and efficient, providing us with clean and sustainable alternatives to fossil fuels. As we transition away from our dependence on carbon-emitting energy sources, we can significantly reduce our impact on the planet and mitigate the effects of climate change. But it's not just about replacing dirty energy with clean energy. It's about reimagining our entire energy system. Smart grids, energy storage technologies, and energy-efficient buildings are all playing a crucial role in creating a more sustainable and resilient energy future. Beyond mitigating the causes of climate change, technology is also playing a vital role in helping us adapt to its effects. From early warning systems for extreme weather events to drought-resistant crops that can thrive in arid conditions, we are developing innovative solutions to the challenges posed by a warming world. In coastal communities threatened by rising sea levels, floating homes and innovative seawall designs are providing resilient solutions that allow people to adapt to their changing environment. These adaptations are not just about survival. They're about maintaining livelihoods, preserving cultures, and ensuring that communities can continue to thrive in the face of adversity. While technology offers a glimmer of hope in the face of climate change, it is not a silver bullet. Technological innovation alone cannot solve this global crisis. It requires a fundamental shift in our values, our behaviors, and our relationship with the natural world. We must embrace a more sustainable way of life, one that prioritizes conservation, renewable resources, and a deep respect for the planet we call home. This is not just a task for scientists and engineers. It is a collective responsibility that falls on the shoulders of every individual, every community, and every nation on Earth. We must demand action from our leaders, support businesses that are committed to sustainability, and make conscious choices in our own lives to reduce our environmental footprint. As we've journeyed through these 5 shocking events that climate change might bring in the next 50 years, it's clear that the future of our planet hangs in the balance. But amidst the challenges, there is also hope. Hope in human ingenuity, hope in our capacity for compassion and cooperation, and hope in our ability to adapt and create a more sustainable future. The choices we make today will determine the course of our planet's future. Let us choose wisely, let us choose boldly, and let us choose to create a world where both humanity and nature can thrive for generations to come. Don't forget to explore more fascinating content on our channel and subscribe to join us on this journey of exploration and discovery. Together, let's strive to understand and protect the magnificent, interconnected web of life that sustains us all.